Hello, this is Marcellus from Marcellus King Photography, and today we're going to learn how to hook up your phone to your mixer so that you can do phone interviews effectively. Now, when I first looked into this solution, I found a really good piece of hardware, um, really effective, a lot of good reviews, but it was very expensive. So let's first take a look at that. And I didn't order it, but I did learn a lot just by looking at this solution. You can find this on BH Photo Video. It is called the Blue Driver M3. There's a male and a female version depending upon your needs as far as how you need to hook things up. But when I looked at this and saw the price, 236, bucks for right now, that's quite far out of my budget. And at the same time, we may be using multiple phones at different times. So I really didn't want to have to lead whoever was in my studio with me on how to connect to a Bluetooth device and stuff like that. It's just kind of a pain. Like, it's easy for me, but I really don't like having others to deal with technology. So I wanted a really simple, a little bit simpler solution, but mainly I wanted a cheaper solution, and that's what I was looking for. So that led me to this, and this is the StarTech 3.5 millimeter 4 pin to 2 times 2x 3 pin headset splitter. Basically what this does, if you notice the little tip here, the tip that plugs into your phone, if you look at a regular headset, like a regular headphone jack, you'll see that it has like mainly two different sections. You'll see those two black lines in there. But the cables that are meant for newer phones, like for headsets, where the headset is built into the cable itself, you'll notice there's like three dividing sections. So that's a good way to tell those apart. Two of those are for the stereo coming out of the phone, and the third one's going to be for the microphone coming into the phone. So realizing this, I went ahead and got this cable, which is only, $674. A lot cheaper if you have Amazon Prime. You don't have to worry about the shipping. And so we have the cable here. And so let me unplug it real quick here and kind of lay this out. Let me switch to my other camera here. So here's the cable right here. You'll notice what I was talking about before with these three different lines, whereas when you compare it with another cable, you see just those two black lines. So that's a good way of telling them apart as far as the capabilities of that cable, whether it's meant to carry a microphone signal coming back into the camera. And here on the other end, you have some indicators. This one's for the headset. You can tell, it's kind of hard to tell or hard to see by that since it's so dark by the camera. And then the other one for the microphone. So this part, of course, will plug into your phone, and these other parts, of course, will plug into your mixer. So let me go ahead and hook this up real quick here. Switch back to my other camera. And let me go ahead and get my phone. So we'll plug this into here. And I just unplugged and I forgot which one was my headset, coming out. So let's... Oof. I gotta be sure not to touch that. A little bit of feedback there. So let's knock this cable off to the side, the one I was using for a comparison here. All right. So this one is going to be my stereo cable. I can tell because it has those two prongs there. So I'm going to plug this into the headset portion. Sorry about that little pop there. Let me turn that channel down so you guys don't have to worry about that. Okay, and then this one is the microphone coming in. You'll see there's just that one, black line. That means it's a mono connector, which only carries just, one signal. There isn't a left or right. It's just one singular channel. So now that we got those hooked up, let's switch back to the other camera, and I want to show you how these are hooked up to the actual mixer itself. So let me go ahead and stand up here and readjust my microphone. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and switch to the other camera. All right. So my stereo coming in is coming into these two wires right here. And these are going to one of my channels. So you can see got this channel. This is where I had to turn the channel volume down. Normally I would have that channel volume up like that. So now that we have it plugged in, we can go ahead and keep it at that level. Now here's the important part. Here's where my headphones come in at. And I initially had the output from my headphones coming in, where I had it split out using one of these splitters here. And I just had the other one going back in like a mono, channel going to the phone. Here's the problem with that, is that they can hear themselves when you have that particular hookup. So I needed a way to hook it up so that I can hear them, but that sound would not go back to them. And so therefore, I started using this mono out. After looking at the manual, I figured, oh, okay. So this monitor out, I can actually assign channels. How can I say, not really assign channels, but I can direct how much audio from those channels goes to the mono just by these items here. So I can actually decide how much of the main microphone channel is going to go to that monitor out. And so that way, these inputs here, I can keep these monitor channels turned all the way down. And then this one, we can go ahead and bring up. And that way too, if we have multiple people on the mics, we can actually control who the person on the phone is able to hear. Whether you wanted to hear just the person doing the interview, or if you want them to be able to hear everybody. So I don't know if your mixer has this option. This is a Behringer 1832 USB mixer. So it's got a lot of features. And then two, one of the things you might want to look for if you want this type of setup is that you want this to have a monitor send. So that way, when you're talking into the microphone, you can gauge, you can adjust how much of the audio is going to that monitor port. So with that, what you can do, and I usually keep mine about like right here. I've noticed from testing with a few buddies of mine that when I do have it, set all the way to 0, it is really, really loud and distorted on their end. So keeping it about that level makes it very normal for them. And on their end, it just sounds like I'm on a really good speakerphone. So very good, positive results. So I'm quite sure that maybe by now you guys want a demonstration. So before we do that, again, I just want to kind of review how we have this hooked up. So we got this cable going to the phone. It's split out between my stereo out and then also my microphone coming in. The stereo coming out is going to my mixer, and it's assigned to a separate channel, again by these two cables here. And then I got to monitor out on the mixer. See if that focus will kind of get in there. Well, sometimes this Logitech doesn't. Sometimes it focuses, sometimes it doesn't. It has a mind of its own. But anyway, that monitor out is going via adapter to change it from a 1/4 inch to the 3.5 millimeter, going back into the microphone input for the phone. So, and then too, I can adjust just how much is going to the phone off the speakers by adjusting these items here. So if you notice, I keep everything else, down except for my microphone. And that way they can only hear me and not anything else that's coming through the mixer. So let's give this a demonstration. Let me go ahead and switch back to my main camera. And let me go ahead and sit back down here. By the way, if anybody's wondering what software I'm using for this, it's called Open Broadcaster. Very nice. I used to just record everything off the camera. I would change the camera position. I would go ahead and put everything in post, and it was just a lot of work. So I needed something a little bit better workflow, and that's why I went ahead and switched to webcams rather than using my high quality SLR. And if you notice, these C920s are very, very good quality. So with that being said, we have our phone here. Let's make sure we got our volume levels turned up. And it's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, so none of my friends are currently awake. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and just call that was like a time deal. Actually, you know what? We should call AT&T. How about that? Since there's a
Welcome to AT&T. Oprima el asterisco para información en español. If you are calling about phone number, press 1. To enter a different phone number, press 2.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Main menu. For balance, payments, and billing inquiries, press 1. Minutes, messaging, and data usage, 2. For upgrades, orders, and sales, 3. For account information or to make changes, report a stolen or lost wireless device, or
You get the idea. So the last time I called the number, it had an automated attendant that will listen to your voice, and you could ask it what you wanted to do, but apparently it's not answering this time, so it just went straight to a menu. So I was really kind of hoping to demonstrate that, so you can kind of see, or I can kind of demonstrate that yes, that the person on the other end can in fact hear what's coming through the microphone here, and is not actually picking up through the microphone on the camera or on the phone. So it's a really good solution, very good audio. So the quality of it is really going to depend on a lot on how good their phone is and their service. So as long as you can understand them in a conversation, your listeners are going to be able to hear the exact same thing that you're hearing without any degradation in quality. So hopefully that will that's a good tutorial on how to set your phone up in a cheap way on doing phone interviews if you have a good quality mixer. So that way you don't have to worry about spending hundreds of dollars on a hardware solution, when in fact you can order this cable off of Amazon and then go to your local audio store to get the rest of the cables and be up and running. So again, this is Marcellus from Marcellus King Photography. If you like these videos, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll be sure to get more out as soon as we can, or well, subjects come out. So anyway, it's late at night. Peace out.